API. What does it mean? API stands for Application Programming Interface. It's more like a bridge that connects applications together. It enables them to be able to communicate with each other. So if you're thinking of how various applications are able to communicate with each other, then that is API. API is the bridge that makes it possible for applications to be able to communicate with each other without having to leave that particular application. That's what API is. So API is very much around us in everything we do today in an information technology industry. All use API. Virtually every application that you have on your phone or on the website that you visited has an application programming interface, because that enabled them to be able to communicate with other applications and use whatever application that those services offer and give it to you. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, let's go into some real life example. Google Maps. I know you must have used Google Maps. You use Google Map on its own, So Google Map is an application, but that application can be used on other people's application. Are you getting what I'm saying? So let's say, for example, Uber. Uber does not have their own map service. They don't. What do? They use Google Map API and incorporate it, or like the programming terms, embed it into the application. That's how they are able to give you real map details, real locations, address. If you're going somewhere, that's a Uber or any other rideshare service you use. That's how they're able to do it. And not only rideshare, if you order food online, that's the same thing. If you you're trying to use an application that uses your location to be able to give you a particular service, they all use Google application programming interface to offer you that service. Okay, all right. So another example, real life example, is social media. I know sometimes you might be scrolling through your Facebook and you'll be seeing a bunch of all kinds of stuff, and you'll be wondering, how are they able to do it? Maybe news articles, maybe videos from YouTube's. These old processes are possible because of the application programming interface that Facebook have embedded into the application. Take, for example, you can embed a YouTube video in your Twitter post. You can put the link there, and sometimes the video can play right there without leaving the application. Twitter, as the case may be here, without leaving Twitter, you can watch a YouTube video on that app without going to YouTube. Same thing with Facebook. You can read articles from news or from whatever. Some of them you can read right there, while some of them can take you out. But those that you can read on the app, they are using what we call application programming interface. Then now let's go to e-commerce. I know you're wondering, application interface, so what am I using e-commerce for? Like I said before, the Google Map, you can use it in e-commerce. Through e-commerce, you can be able to find out a store that is close to you. You can go get the product from, if maybe you need a live product. But that aside, another fascinating API that the e-commerce platform uses is what we call payment gateways. Payment gateway is that bridge that enables you to be able to process transaction, make payment, and you don't have to leave the application. Let's say you go to an application and you want to pay. You don't have to go to another website for you to be able to make the payment. You make that payment right there and there on that app. And that's what we call API. But the kind of API is called the payment gateway API. So now let's come down to a situation where you don't know what the weather is going to look like. You don't know if you're going to use your umbrella. You don't know if you need your sunglasses. You don't really know what to do. That's where another application that help you do this comes into play using API. There are a lot of weather apps today, but majority of them uses an API. Majority of them use an API to be able to get the accurate weather forecast for you to be able to make that decision that you have to make. For example, we all have mobile phones. We have mobile phones, and on mobile phone we all have weather app. That weather app, you can just open it and it gives you real life details on, okay, the weather is going to be cold, the weather is going to be hot, the weather is going to be this, the weather is going to be that. Those information is coming from an application programming interface. It has been embedded into the phone app that you're using at that very moment to be able to give you those information to make your decisions. Okay, so having said that, then this is the last one, the fascinating one. What is that? Travel bookings. So in this particular application, it encompasses all what we have been talking about: the weather, the payment, the e-commerce, which, because you're going to be buying service and creating a physical product, so it encompasses everything. So when you are planning your next vacation, you are factoring in a lot of stuff. So when you go to these travel apps like Expedia, you get a lot of informations there, and a lot of things you can do: the weather of the place you're going, how it looks, the temperatures over there. You get all this information. And majority of this information is not coming from that app, it's all coming from an application programming interface. But they've all been integrated together to be able to provide you a one-stop shop for all the necessary information you need to make that trip. All right. So having said all this, I've tried to explain what application programming interface is all about. And if you are able to understand what I just said, in conclusion, the next time you see a video on your Twitter feed, the next time you see a post on your Facebook, and the next time you use your weather app, just know that all those information are being fed from the application programming interface. So now you know what is working behind the scene when you use those services. All right, so having said all that, thanks for watching. Like I said before, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and also make sure you leave a comment of anything you'd like to ask. Is it a question? Is this an idea? You can leave it in the comment section, and I will surely respond to your comment. Peace.